This week as well, Sarah Hosking and Tessa Lavey come in, some experience, and a couple of new players in as well, Isabel Bacon, and a shout out to a fellow Tasmanian, Mackenzie Ford, making her debut today as well.
And on the flip side, the Giants, they had a fabulous start, record-breaking stuff against a Bulldogs side that is definitely rebuilding this season. But what did you like about their game?
Yeah, the Giants, they smacked them, didn't they? They hit them right between the eyes. And after a couple of disappointing losses in the pre-season matches from the Giants, but they were really able to put it all together last week. And against this Tigers side, they'll back themselves in. You can take that form forward. And if they can start their season off with 2 wins, who knows where this Giants team could go.
Laura Spurway and Kate McCool-Chud are going to keep an eye on things at ground levels. We welcome you into the broadcast, ladies.
Good afternoon to you both. Well, we can report things are changing down here. It's pleasant at the moment, but that wind has been swirling around, hasn't it, Aket? You played 4 seasons here at Punt Road. What would you do? Which way would you kick?
I think it's really who takes a hold of the wind and what the wind does. And the wind right now is now blowing to our right again. It was steady a few minutes ago, and it's really just who takes a hold of the wind. There's going to be times in the game where the wind is going to die down a little bit, so it's going to be a really interesting game.
We've got our eye on a couple of players today, including Haneen Zreika. She's got 50 games.
Yeah, Haneen, I've known Haneen for a very long time. I'm really proud of her. The first Muslim woman to play in the AFLW, and what she's doing in Western Sydney for the community and her family is really incredible. And she's a really pivotal member for this Giants side. She brings that tackle, that attack as well. So, yeah, congratulations, Haneen.
Looking forward to a great game down here. Back to you guys.
Thank you, ladies. Ben, goal of the year. This is your nominee for round 1. Eilish O'Dowd, this is her first 15 seconds of AFLW footy. The Irish recruit now has the record for the fastest opening goal in history. She made it look easy. She only picked up the footy in January, and she could be up for a big prize, $50,000 for the winner, and then her club gets $10,000, her junior club, and then all fans who vote can win $5,000 as well. She made it look easy, didn't she, Ben?
Have we seen a better first 15 seconds in football of any situation? Like, unbelievable start from her. She plays like an extra mid, doesn't win a whole lot of hit outs, and will come up against Poppy Kelly today, who had an awesome start last week, and it'll be a really interesting battle to watch.
It is too, and a late in for the Giants. Doyle out sick, and the debutante Courtney Murphy, she'll run through the ruck as well, so Kelly will be up against it against those two.
Yeah, absolutely. But she showed last week, Poppy Kelly, she can go forward, she can kick goals, she can also set up behind the ball and have an impact as well. But a big game for Eilish O'Dowd this week. And
what did you like of the game styles last week? How do you think things are going to shake out?
Yeah, I think Ryan Ferguson said after the game last week, that he was disappointed.
Sorry, Ben. Laura's just going to jump. She's got Beck Beeson, the captain of the Giants, with her. We'll get back to that point. Down to you, Laura.
Beck, pretty fired up circle just then. What was your message?
Just let Haneen do this whole thing. Actually, it's a 50 game, so I'll let her do a little wrap up for us.
Good luck with the game.
Thank you.
So, sorry, Ben, back to your point. Ryan Ferguson was disappointed with their structure in defence.
Yeah, he did, and he lamented some of their movement going forward with the ball as well. But he said in his presser after the game it was potentially a meaningful moment for this team in terms of their season. They've lost to the Eagles by a point, but he's seeing that as an opportunity.
So we're all set to go here. Round 2 action from Punt Road. The Tigers versus the Giants. Already a little push and shove. Mackenzie and Parker, they won't take a backward step all day. And we've heard from Laura and Aket that wind is starting to pick up. As there is Kelly, who tried to find Mackenzie. Beeson, the captain, wrapped up immediately.
Is that a sign as well? Ellie Mackenzie straight into Parker there. Is that a sign of the way that the Tigers are going to look to attack this game early?
I thought Parker was superb last week in their win. There was Parker trying to get it to Beeson. They find a space only momentarily. The Giants, well, it's going to work out to Goldsworthy. We'll send them up forward. Graham leading out in front. Boundary line might be a saviour in front of Powga.
Big game for the Tigers defenders this week. I think the pre-season form and also the game last week, the Eagles aren't traditionally a high-scoring team, but managed to put 40-plus points on the board.
As that tap goes back out towards the boundary line. Beeson inside to O'Dowd. Gets a little hand pass, was looking for McCormick. She was under pressure. And Mackenzie juggled it a couple of times, got it back to Egan, her kick smothered. Well done by Parker. Might go back to find the footy herself now, under pressure from Conti. Spills a little wider, hurried kick. Yeah, and that one's going out of bounds on the full.
High pressure game to start with. The Giants coming forward there. Richmond looking to put the ball in the boot, but a great smother. You want to see those 1%ers to start the game off.
So Miller looked inboard, but might go the sanctuary of the line. Kicks it long down the wing. Kelly with the early fly. Egan at ground level. Finds Brennan. The first time in a long time was able to have an uninterrupted pre-season, Katie Brennan. Here is Hosking back in the side this week. Didn't play round one. But fighting for the footy against Yassir. On support. Bar just hurriedly around the corner. It's gone out of bounds on the full. So Sarah Hosking had a really nasty hamstring injury last year, had surgery on, and then she just tweaked it in the pre-season, so needed the extra week off. So we get set to throw it in again. No score yet at Punt Road. The Tigers yet to go inside their forward 50. Shallow throw in. And it's Parker who emerges with the footy. And pass off to Barr. Through the middle they look to go. The Giants are disrupted, although Parker did well to shrug the tackle. Now to O'Dowd. We know she can bounce the footy. There she goes, O'Dowd. One bounce, two bounce. Can she kick another ripper? She looks inside to Goldsworthy, who hands it off to Eva. Under pressure. Oh, fabulous tackle.
Would have loved O'Dowd to kick another goal. She'd taken off.
There's Lynch. Has footy in hand. Now to the commentary side. Swirling breeze, and Izzy Huntington comes to take the mark. And 50 as Greiser was pinned for being in the protected area, not coming back quick enough to stand. And Izzy Huntington had started life as a forward, but in the last season or so she's been a defender for the Giants, but she knows where the goals are.
Gettable 1-2 here. I love Izzy Huntington's move into defence, but as you say, comfortable in front of goal. She's got a cross breeze here. The breeze is blowing across the body primarily towards the other end of the ground, so not the easiest kick from this spot.
So Izzy Huntington shooting for the first of the game. Starts it right, sways away even further. And that one's out of bounds on the full. Tricky wind conditions for a forward today, Ben.
Yeah, didn't connect with that one very well at all. Came off the side of the boot, but I love to see a key forward run in directly straight at the goals and put it straight over the goal umpire's hat. She just ran out to the side a little bit, ended up hitting the inside of her boot. Kicked it like a key defender.
So thrown up, Kelly goes against O'Dowd. Conti fighting for it at ground level, spills to Egan, who's under pressure from Parker. O'Dowd got it back to Parker. High ball, Graham did well, first effort and second effort. And now Lynch, spearing ball, trying to find Shevlin. Under pressure. Goes back with the tackle, Lynch. Well, this one's fine out to Brasendale, who looks a little wider for Garnett. Gets it to Eva. Just check sides around the corner. Shevlin standing in the hole.
Good sign for the Tigers' defence so far. Had to cop a few entries to start the game, but they've held up pretty well.
So made it hurriedly down the wing. Greiser against Smith. It bounces away. And here's forward, one of the debutants with her first touch. Out in front of Katie Brennan, who bends it round the corner. This would be something special just across the face. You see her. It stays in and Pease can run away. One bounce, two. Can you have grass in front? Chips it short. Gives O'Dowd some work to do, and she's up to the task. The Giants moving the ball well, although that's a fabulous tackle by Conti. Evans just didn't have the awareness to get rid of it quick enough.
Love that run from Mackenzie forward. Something that was lacking a little bit last week from the Tigers, and looks like a little pocket rocket forward of the ball.
Yes. The Tigers have a chance now. It's been rare for them to have 4 A's. Oh, Brennan just read that best. Off the boot. She knew exactly where it was going to land. Katie Brennan, I mentioned, she's had an uninterrupted pre-season. Makes a difference to your season, doesn't it, Ben, when you can have an uninterrupted run-up in preparation?
Oh, absolutely. Important to have that pre-season. We know that Katie Brennan has had her injury issues over the years, but when you don't get those training sessions in over the summer, it can make it more difficult to perform. But she's looking dominant so far today.
So we're still looking for the first goal of the game. Can Katie Brennan shoot it through for the Tigers? It was a little mongrel-like off the boot, and it slapped through. The umpires found a hole, so the Tigers are going to have another opportunity. It's going to Greiser, and she's going to be on the tightest of angles. I'm sure it kicked. She's practiced many times though here, training at Punt Road. So Greiser steps around, sends it through, and the Tigers are on the board with the first to Caitlin Greiser. Well, most of the play has been the Giants' forward half, but the Tigers aren't going to give reward for their entries forward. A deep entry, a hold on Greiser, and she was able to finish well to give them the perfect start here at Punt Road in conditions that you think with a swirling breeze may be difficult to score the major.
Real confidence. Real confidence booster here for Caitlin Greiser. Gets the hold off the ball, and you just don't want to be doing that as a defender.
That was a long way off the ball too, wasn't it?
Allowing that to happen, and it did look like Greiser had an opportunity on the wing a little bit earlier, and it looked like it could have been a hold as well. So the defenders need to, for the Giants, need to watch that.
So back in the middle. Nia was lurking. He's going to play high the ball here. So the Giants are going to have a chance to go forward again. So he just chips it short. Finds Goldsworthy, who sends it long. Plenty of carry off. Fabulous mark out the back by Parker. She was superb last week. 29 disposals, 7 clearances and a goal. Seems to have really taken a game up to another level this season.
Absolutely, and to be able to go deep forward as well and to add that string to her bow, when you can have a player like that having the impact that she does inside and be able to throw it forward and kick a goal or two, really powerful.
So Parker runs off her line, spears it low in the wind, just too skinny and offline.
And it is that pocket that will be difficult to kick goals from today with the wind blowing straight back in your face, and that might have been why she ran out a little bit looking for the extra distance.
So the Giants couldn't hit back immediately. Miller with ball in hand. Decides to go long to the outer side. Big punch over the top by Randall. Out towards the boundary line. Under pressure of the Tigers. And that might be released with the free kick to Dalloway. Short down the wing. Too much on it for an intended target. So out the back, Gaffney just gets a little hands off. Hardly up towards half forward, but it's been chopped off again. A little bit of kick to kick, Ben.
And watch for that. The Giants, one of their key KPIs is being able to pounce on turnovers and score from them. A couple of times they've gone forward and just haven't quite been able to connect across the half forward line, but the Giants no doubt will be looking at that as their opportunity to get the Tigers today, is on turnovers and being able to pounce on it, go back quickly at them.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of run and dash from half-back from the Tigers last week. They did find it difficult to move the ball at stages. Here is Conti, and hits Brennan. A long way from home, up on the wing. Looks for the long lead. Through the fingertips of McClelland. Oh, fabulous pressure over the top, made it difficult for Ryan. You see it, there's Smith. Just gets the hand pass out to Parker, who's everywhere at the moment for the Giants. Disposal number 6. Goldsworthy tracking it back. Has Eva support, who just went for grass with the hand pass. It's going to work out okay. Looking for the 1-2. No, Evans over the boundary line.
Really like Tani Evans forward the ball. I think she's made that move over the pre-season, and I think kicked 1 goal 3 last week, but really prominent forward the ball and just gives them a different look.
So Dowd has it ricocheted off her boot from the throw-in. This one, that's when 22s go at it. Mackenzie and Gaffney. And then Lasoud. So Mackenzie will have the free kick. Wants to move it quickly. Recognises there was no one on the mark. Takes a couple of bounces. And pokes it over the top. Levy. She wants to turn and go in a hurry. A little up and under inside 50. Brennan had to come from behind. Did well to make the contest in the end. And then the pressure at ground level. The Tigers will have another flying shot towards goal. McClellan was offline. And the rush behind. It was well done by Katie Brennan there.
Katie Brennan looks like she's coming on a mission today. Left her defender probably 5 metres behind and just got there to make the contest on the player dropping off into the hole.
So let's see how the Giants move it end to end. Booming kick in. A little shove from Miller. The umpire saw it that way too in the marking contest. Just chip it short. Grierson would come out to the commentary side if she wants, so they decide to run by hands. Graham just read it really well off the boot.
Not the movement from the Giants there. They actually, the Tigers have flooded some numbers back, and they're doing that quite well. They're getting a lot of numbers back behind the ball. The Giants need to use their numbers a little bit more and run from behind. Had a couple of defenders spare. They go slower.
Ryan went into the middle. Brennan will have to beat a couple again, and she's up to the task. Katie Brennan wants to chip it over the top, but she's got Hosking unopposed. This will be another tough angle to kick from. We saw Caitlin Greiser kick one from the other pocket.
Bit cheeky there from Sarah Hosking. Came off the bench, right down below us, and just snuck her way into the pocket. And clever from Brennan too, just to have that little look, because there might be a player ahead that you can hit up in a better position to have a shot.
So it looks like she's going the traditional drop punt from a tight angle. They cheer it through early. So here, Sarah Hosking in her first game back. After missing last week, she's had a bit of a horror run with that hamstring. Is on the ball for the Tigers. And you mentioned in the call, Ben, Katie Brennan looks like she's on a mission today, and that was a superb arc as part of that foray forward. It's 2 goals to zip now.
Well, we know the kind of player that Katie Brennan is, but check that out. 2v1, takes the grab, and then the smarts to look forward. So many players take that mark. They've just taken a big contested mark. You go back, you're a key forward, you want to slot it through from 40 metres out, but just have that quick look. That's presence of mind, that's experience.
Particularly in these swirling wind conditions where goals might be hard to kick. To get as close as you can. Egan in a wrestle with Beeson. So just under 4 minutes to play in the term. And that's the debutante Murphy's elbow just went a little high in the ruck contest. So McClellan thought about the options through the middle. Now goes a little longer, just a tad too much on it for Levy. Grierson did well to come and meet the footy. Finds Beeson. Under pressure, the Giants. It's a hurried kick through the middle. Garnett will fight for it against Seymour. Conti sweeps on the loose footy. It's a hand pass out wide to Ryan. Dalloway, they've got the wave of numbers here, the Tigers. Conti with boot to ball, Ryan. Just lost it in the tackle. And the tackle lingered. So Charlie Ryan, who made her debut last week, just popped it out for Brennan. Oh, she reeled it in. She's done enough, said the umpire. Made it a little little bit harder than it needed to be. But she's taken a good grab.
As I said pre-game, Ryan Ferguson lamented some of their movement going forward with the ball, and so far today you'd have to say they're looking the more polished of the two teams moving the ball forward. They're just able to find that little mark, and their movement inside 50 to find the open player has been fantastic as well so far.
So Katie Brennan, she passed off the last one. This time she takes the responsibility. It's just swung right on the breeze. Laura, let's get down to you at ground level.
Just keeping an eye on Amelia Yassir on the boundary. She's just getting some attention from the physio. She was actually down on the field a little bit earlier in the quarter. They ran out to her, she played on, but now she's been on the sideline for a couple of minutes, so we'll keep our eye on her. And we're just getting some drops of rain falling down here as well.
Thank you, Laura. So weather looks to be turning. Long kick inside, and a great mark by Mackenzie. Loads back up, inside 50, Brennan again! Looks like she's about to grab everything. Hosking, lost the ball, Grierson, bar under pressure, that's a strong tackle by Shevlin. And it's holding the ball. Then the momentum has definitely shifted in the Tigers' favour.
Absolutely. Pepper Randall it is that's started on Katie Brennan. She just needs to get some body on her so that she can't jump it. She's had a few where she's had teammates coming back to help her out, but she just hasn't been able to push Brennan off. She's been getting the run and jump that she wants and that we know Katie Brennan loves. So I think Pepper just needs to, and Pepper is a really combative player. We've seen that from her in the past. So we need some of that grunt from her to stop that run and jump from Katie Brennan.
Yeah, Randall's often listed as one of those defenders forwards hate being matched up on. She's got her work cut out for her today. Maddie Shevlin shooting for the Tigers. Third, and that one's just offline. Laura, you've got more news on your sear?
Yeah, she's hopped up from that treatment and she's waiting to come back on, it appears, so hopefully that's good news.
Fingers crossed for the Tigers. Grierson this time brings it out to the broadcast side. Rosendale in the marking contest. Loose ball at ground level. Kelly puts a good tackle on. Is that one to Ryan, held up by McCormick. Holding the ball. So McCormick goes long. Parker, one of the early bodywork against Graham. He almost reeled it in. On hands and knees now. Parker over the top. The Giants asked the question. The umpire will toss it up. A little bit of feeling in that one.
And that long kick down the line. You had Georgia Garnett standing on the open side of the ground, imploring her teammate to take the ball out the open side. Ended up going down the line to the contest. I feel like the Giants have spoken about trying to take the ball off the line, create a little bit more through the corridor, and so far they've been a little bit straight, so I'd love to see them move the ball a little bit more.
That's one Cam Berlusconi will address at quarter time as the siren is imminent. Momentum really shifted late in that term to go in the Tigers' favour, and with a couple of goals for Brennan and Greiser on the board. 2-3-15 the Tigers, just the one straight behind the Giants. It's quarter time here at Punt Road.
This season on 7, we're talking W.
And that's quarter time. It's the Tigers, surprisingly, leading the Giants. Giants are sitting second on the ladder, Richmond midfield. But it's the Tigers, Richmond Tigers, 2-3-15, leading the Giants, one behind one. Yes, Mike, laundry lines are the best. They certainly are, BJ. We miss them. We haven't seen them for a while, so you never know. Maybe we can talk the manager, the boss, the manager into doing one. We can pop over there. We can pop over there while the game's playing. Hey, Bianca, make a love shout out. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Tine. Thanks for coming in, the manager. Good stuff. Of course, Ben, Ryan, E.T. How you going, fellas? What's happening on this beautiful Sunday? Of course, a couple of the boys already did their lives this morning. E.T. did his live. It's quite good. Of course, Ryan was out there having a walk next to the ocean. Tell you what, that was nice there, Ryan. Good to see Bianca from Ryan. There we go. We're going to do some stats, but you know what? Okay. I know. Everyone loves the stats, but this is for people who come in later on and watch the or listen to the game. They can have a look at the stats. Mike, Teenage69 from ET. Good morning. Hey friends, happy Sunday to everyone from Bianca. There we go, just running through the stats. That's okay. When someone watches this back on a replay, they can pause, check out all the stats, but they're a quick look at the stats. Alice Parker leading the way with 8, 4 and 4-1 mark, 3 tackles. Who have we got? 2 goal scorers, Sarah Hosking and Caitlin Gresher there for the Tigers. Just the 1 goal each. Not a bad quarter though. Tigers are doing it well. Now, what's going on? Late Sunday night rain going on here. Hey, Saturday night? Oh, you're back in the States. Okay, I thought you might have been in Philly, but yeah, if you're back in the States, that's probably why it's Saturday night. It is Sunday today, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, gosh, losing track of the day. You seen some whales? You saw some whales? Good stuff, Ryan. I tell you what, I must head down to Phillip Island Way, back down there. I forget where it is, where I did the vlogs down there, where we went. A little bit of whale watching down there. That would be quite okay. I might actually take the drone down there and see if we can see some whales. But I'm just wondering if I've left it too late to get down there. Because normally through the winter periods, etc. like that, this is when the whales come through our area, you know, for a bit of breeding and stuff like that. So I never got down there. Maybe I should have. 11:28 p.m. here on the east coast of the US. And there we go. You're still in the past, BJ. Come to the future. Come to the future where we all are. Come to the future. That's all right. I tell you what, that's probably enough for me talking. Great to have everyone in though, listening to the footy, having a bit of a chat in the chat. That's all good stuff. But I might as well take you back down to the game because we're going to head into the second quarter, not too far away. We might do actually, just for all those folks out there interested in the other AFLW football game on at the moment, and couldn't cover that game as on exactly the same time. That's the Gold Coast Football Club, of course, and the Carlton Footy Club, the AFLW teams. It's the Gold Coast trailing Carlton, Carlton leading 14-12 for the Gold Coast. So that is what's happening in the other game at the moment. Of course, the next game we've got up is going to be a really good match, and that is the star team of North Melbourne. They were absolutely fantastic last week, dominated and absolutely spanked the reigning premiers in Brisbane. So we've got North Melbourne taking on Geelong next. As long as my battery doesn't go flat, we'll be able to keep this going. But what I might actually do is just disconnect the sound for half time. So I plug it in and give it a little bit of charge, and then I can give you the good sound quality coming through for the call of the game, which is, send me the lottery numbers. I tell you what, if I had the lottery numbers, my God, I'd give them to everyone. I wish I knew the lottery. I got to start taking the lottery again, BJ. You know, I want to retire, travel to the world. I want to travel to the Philippines. I want to go and see my manager. Yeah. All right, let's head down to the ground where it's the Tigers by 14 points.
First quarter. Let's see if the Giants can get on top in the middle of the ground and get it going forward.
So second term underway. Here's a down. Kelly onto it though. Egan, quick hands to Conti. Gets it back to Mackenzie. To the middle of punt row. Looks out wide. Wants Shevlin. You're going to have to track it on the bounce. Under pressure, one way then the other. Did well. As Gaffney was coming in a hurry. And you see out marked that time by Grierson. Short to Parker. Interesting to see if they use the corridor a little bit more in this turn, Ben. To Beeson. To McCormick. They've got a little bit of run. The Giants up towards Powder, who's a little untidy over the top. Gave away the free kick. That's some of the better ball movement we've seen for the Giants all game.
Yeah, and they've picked out that little mark in between, which can just open the game up. If you end up getting held up and having to go along down the line, it's a really hard game for your forwards. And they look to just, and here they go again, taking that intercept, and let's see whether they look for the corridor. And you can see Parker there, initially looking through the corridor.
She's got a nice lead from Khan there, but getting in the way was Mackenzie. Gaffney under pressure now.
I like what seems like it's been an adjustment at quarter time from the Giants. They've looked to pick off that kick in through the corridor and then get some run through.
Kelly just charged into O'Dowd.
Is the bigger ruck and potentially trying to assert her authority on this game. O'Dowd started well, 6 touches in the first quarter.
You mentioned she's like an extra midfielder in there for the Giants. It's good when the ball hits the deck as well. Gets a nice lead from Parker. Doesn't hit the target though. Egan can swoop on the footy. Little hand pass over the top. Parker got a slight hand to it. Then she goes back to find it under pressure from Brennan.
Some great pressure from Parker. Look, I love that O'Dowd's tried to hit that kick, and second gamer coming into a different, whole different sport, obviously makes it difficult to hit some of those kicks. But they're going to need to keep looking for those and keep looking to find them.
There goes Shevlin, 1-on-1 inside 50. Greiser and Smith, and it hits the deck now. Greiser just needs it to bounce up. She decides to go across the deck. And it trickles over.
You hate those as a key forward when you feel like just bounce up to me, and it keeps on running away.
So quite a height difference in that matchup with Smith and Greiser when they get left unopposed. Pat Smith is 165 centimetres, whereas Greiser is 179 as Kelly shows O'Dowd how it's down in the air.
This is where Kelly can assert her dominance in the air over O'Dowd.
Goes long, it'll carry over the back towards Brennan. You see it, tried to swoop on it at ground level. A little hand pass out from the debutante. And they're on the board. Dempsey early in the second term. One of the fans there perhaps showing a celebration we've already seen this weekend. Players and fans alike getting amongst this rise in people really celebrating their goals, and Kate Dempsey on the board for just her second career goal in 44 games. Just swooped on the loose one, forward with the hand pass out. And the Tigers stretch their margin.
Again, the Giants in the air. I think it might have been Huntington. We'll have to see the replay back, but Huntington in the air just couldn't quite take that intercept mark. Just the Tigers forwards just did enough to get that ball to ground and then able to swoop on it and get the ball to the outside. Great goal.
Back in the middle. O'Dowd gets it off to Parker. This will be disposal number 11. Looks inside 50. Parker swoops on the loose one, can turn goalward. On the right boot. Can't head to the goal line. She keeps it in. Fires the hand pass back toward Barr, who couldn't hold on to it initially. Tigers with fantastic pressure in defence. And they forced the stoppage.
Barr just spent it before she had it. Those are the opportunities you need to take inside 50.
So Powder against Kelly. Didn't get much on it. Sweeping on it, Goldsworthy's got boot to ball, but under pressure from Dempsey. It's gone out of bounds on the full. The Tigers look to bring it in quickly to Hicks. She has it socked away.
How good was Zali Goldsworthy last week? And she's been such a rising star over the past, year or so. Obviously the rising star last year. But she's only 20 games into her career.
It's pretty incredible, really. Mackenzie can't pick up the footy. Under pressure, McCormick. Dalloway. Parker's in there. Egan eventually extracts it. Just hand passes for territory. Beeson able to get it to Barr. You heard the voice of Pease. We'll send the Giants inside 50 again. Garnett in a wrestle with Seymour. Fantastic matchup. Garnett gets back on it, but the tackle from Lynch is good. And it's holding the footy. It's the second time today Beth Lynch has won back the ball for her side with a good tackle. Looks down the broadcast when it's Brennan who was pushed into the contest by Randall. A clash of bodies to Parker. Dumped up, she got rid of it, so Dowd will have the free kick. Just chips it short over the top. Beeson now will look for a lead up forward. Decides to go out wide, and that's a good kick, a good lead for that play you just mentioned, Ben, in Goldsworthy.
Much better build-up from the Giants. They've clearly changed their game style a little bit this quarter, and they've been winning it a little bit more at the source. But once they've got that ball, just find a mark, take a breath, find the next one, build the ball up. Then you bring the likes of Zali Goldsworthy into the game. And in front of goal, she's just so dangerous.
See, they had the 4 goals last week. They need this one, the Giants. Goldsworthy. Lovely kick. Was never in doubt. Zara Goldsworthy has the Giants first. The margin had got out to 21 points, and that one just brings it back to a more manageable 15 with a really good kick from Zara Goldsworthy. You wouldn't know there was a breeze here, Ben. Straight as an arrow, nice and low, and through the middle.
Gave it to the crowd as well, which we love.
There's a few in here too at Punt Road.
You look at Zali Goldsworthy here, just that little push off to get that little bit of space. That's all you need sometimes, and you need the kicker to put that ball into the perfect zone. And the kick was ideal, and that's the pocket you want to be kicking from. And she let him know about it, didn't she? We love that.
So that margin now back to 15 points. As now the sun pops out at Punt Road through the clouds. Conti over the footy. Under pressure, slapped away. Egan trying to emerge with it.
You notice that centre bounce there, Poppy Kelly really getting across the line hard in the ruck and trying to take Ailish O'Dowd's strengths away from her. And that's her athleticism. I'd love to see O'Dowd just line her up from the other side, try and jump in, because if you're going to try and wrestle with Poppy Kelly all day, it's going to be a tough day in the ruck.
There is Kelly, who finds Hicks by hands. Symbol McClellan has it slapped away. Lady swoops on the footy. Over the top to Hosking. A little up and under ball. Gries are coming. It's punched away. Shevlin. Taking the corner kick ground level. Gries are there too, who did well, used the body initially. The Tigers unable to keep it in.
When it goes inside 50 for the Tigers, it just seems like they're first on the ball when the ball hits the deck. I think it's on the Giants defenders, but also the mids to work back into that space, get to those full ball contests and see if they can get the ball going forward themselves.
So Huntington doing the ruck work now. Egan tried the hand pass into McClellan. She was unable to reel it in. And Grierson with the sanctuary of the boundary line to set it all up again.
A little bit of forward half footy for the Tigers.
Having to hold it in for a few moments. You can see there the time in forward half has been pretty even in this term. McClellan taps it down to McKenzie. Tries to dance around a couple. In the end goes hands back to Conti. Throws a fine shot towards goal, but it's offline.
You wouldn't want to come up against Ellie McKenzie and Monet Conti in the midfield, would you? You're an opposition coach trying to come up against those two and trying to put together a plan. It's who do you run with? I mean, I know Conti's had the tag so far today, but then you're leaving Ellie McKenzie to run right.
Such good decision makers with the footy as well.
Grace Egan as well as no push-off, by the way.
The kick goes out long. Shevlin did well. There is Egan. Back to Shevlin with the 1-2. Look inside 50. This will carry over Brennan, and Randall can take the grab. Kim passes Tried to pick off the pass, Greiser got in the way. Now just slaps it forward. Work to do for the Giants' defence. Conti and Hosking almost got in each other's way. Conti just shuffled it back.
That's outstanding from you, Shane.
That is the risk. When you try to pick off those kicks inside 50, it's maybe a little bit, play a little bit safer and go to the longer option if you're deep inside 50 and it's not really clearly on.
Egan with quick hands to McClelland. Huntington fired it off. Eva wrapped up by Hicks. Egan says, I'll have that, thank you. Got it to Mackenzie, to Dempsey. Sarika dragged her down. Hosking under pressure from 2.
Just then again at that contest, that ball spilled forward for the Giants. The first 3 or 4 players there are the Tigers. And the Giants are just a few steps off. I reckon their mids just need to put their heads down, work contest to contest, get the ball going forward.
So the umpire's found a free kick off the ball. It's a hold. And Monique Conti is going to have the footy.
That is the danger when you go with a run-with roll like that and you have someone who's trying to shut down a player like Mon Conti. You just hold that little bit too long.
Take her best from here, Conti. Out towards the right. It's not quite going to have the carry. Egan Lurkin gets pushed over the boundary line with the ball. So it'll be tossed in. So let's see how the Giants go about their ball movement now from deep in defence. He's surveying the options. Spots up a target out wide. Taking the mark is Grierson.
Be careful with those ones, you don't give away 50. A couple of 50s, and Sarah Hosking we spoke to in pre-game, came in and had a little chat to us, didn't she, Joe, and said that there's, I think, $50 fines being dished out at the Tigers if you give away 50s, and I think there were 1 or 2 last week, so...
A few with lighter pockets after last week's effort. Grierson just spun in the tackle, got it to Brasendale. The forward pressure from the Tigers has been fantastic as Parker can't find a target. Shevlin just tries to shuffle it forward. No space and time for either side at the moment. Up and under from Evans, and on the end of it, Lynch, who wants to go in a hurry. Turns forward. Brennan was hoping it would get out the back. And disrupts it, and the umpire will come in and toss it up.
That pressure is just so high from the Tigers. They're hunting the ball first, but when the Giants get it, they don't look like they've got any space to move forward.
Egan under pressure, got boot to ball. Hurry kick inside 50. Greiser comes charging at Hosking, lurking out the back, just needs to reel it in, and she's got her second, Sarah Hosking. Right place at the right time. That margin stretches back out to 23 points now, a game high 23 points. Sarah Hosking with her 2 goals. Coming from being at the right place at the right time, and just those weight of numbers, time in forward half, and that inside 50 count is now 14-7 in Richmond's favour, and they're just making the most of their opportunities.
As we watch the replay there, I think it was Pepper Randall came off Sarah Hosking there and looked to impact, and the ball got through both those Giants defenders. If you're going to press off your opponent on the last line, you need to impact that and get the ball out of bounds.
And they just held the footy for such a long time in their forward half, Ben. You sort of almost thought eventually the damn wall was going to burst.
And it's an important quarter, this one, for the Giants, because they do have the breeze this quarter. They've got to put their foot down at some point.
Just got the 1 goal. So stoppage inside forward 50 again. Again, another stoppage. Laura, let's get down to you on the boundary with some news on Alicia Eva.
Yes, we've just been looking at her on the bench. She's been examined for some jaw discomfort. She's also been doing some neck mobility with the physios. So that is ongoing at the moment. We're not sure yet whether she'll be able to go back on. She does look like she's in some discomfort, so we'll update you as soon as we know.
Thank you. As the kick comes out wide and Hosking sees it over the line. So O'Dowd can go in the ruck against McClelland. O'Dowd wants front spot, did well, gets the tap out. Tigers again diving on. Little hand pass out to Dalloway. Hurried little boot to ball. Hosking got the run of Yassir, but a fabulous tackle by Pease, who was right in her pocket. And you can see there, Eva still in some discomfort with that jaw neck area.
Parker the 13 touches so far, but she needs some help in there. You've got Nicola Barr, who wrapped and stacked last week, only had the 4 touches up to this point in the game. Beck Beeson as well, 8. I reckon we need a lift from a few of those more experienced Giants players inside.
As we just pause here for an injury, we saw at the start of this term, Ben, that the Giants really, they're sort of content on moving the footy in a bit of a different way. As we look at this replay, it's Pease underneath who hasn't then risen up from that tackle. Oh, she's clutching her side there. She's on her feet now, which is good to see.
We saw Mickey Pauker go down last week for a couple of weeks for a couple of minutes for the Giants. She's out there today, fortunately. We hope that's a similar situation for Emily Pease.
It looks like she's going to be able to stay out there, which is great. And we did see Alicia Eva running back out, which is good too. So perhaps one in the midriff from Pease. So set again. This time it's Randall and Brennan in the ruck, and Brennan goes back to find it. It's tackled immediately. It's tough around the contest, Brendan, to find any space.
This is the benefit of having a Katie Brennan in your side. She can play forward, she jumps into packs, but then she's got that licence as well. She's rucking at the moment, but she can go up into the midfield and play as that +1 as well.
There's Parker, who continues to rack up the numbers, but only as far as Dempsey. So the umpire lining her up on target, but she won't have the carry. She'll just load up and hope for a grab out the back. It's to Garnett. He's spending some time in defensive 50. And look out for Zrika. Bacon there too, the debutant. Shevlin able to keep it into Conti. Sharp hand pass inside. Seymour now to McKenzie. Never looks in a hurry, Ellie McKenzie. The kick to McCollum has just got the carry on it. Slips catch.
Grab.
So with the breeze, it almost coming across her buddy, but it'd take a good kick from here, Ben. So you see the replay of the grab. So she just loads it up. Plenty of push and shove. Garnett with a good defensive mark. You can see Brennan asking the question, thinking she got a shove.
This is where you've got to be a little bit careful as the Giants. I feel like the ball's been living in their defensive 50 for a while, and they've been struggling to get it out, but I think their structure for the ball is broken down a little bit. You've got, when you start to feel like as a forward and as a midfielder, the ball's been played in the defensive half for a while, you just start to sneak up a little bit. You think maybe I can do something to help us, but everything seems to break down when that happens.
And it's turned over again. Again, it's McKenzie showing her dash, spearing ball inside 50. Shevlin, the quickest onto it, but Garnett playing goalkeeper. Able to stop it in the last line of defence. Huntington to Grierson, who's crunched after she got rid of the footy. You could hear that one in the effects, Mike. So it'll be a downfield free kick to Beeson.
Well, it probably is that point of the game. Garnett's gone back behind the ball and they've tried to save this quarter a little bit. Look, if I was the Giants coaches, I'd love to see them play a little bit more aggressively than that. You know, you're playing with the wind. You've got a couple minutes left of that. Let's try and kick a goal. Let's try and put one on the board, as opposed to putting a player behind the ball and trying to save it.
Yeah, they've just been under so much pressure in this second term. As Beeson's on the bottom of that.
You see now, just as that ball was wrapped up, Richmond have 2 players set up behind the ball. Alicia Eva's the only player forward of it. And then Zarika's there as well, but off to the side.
And they've all got sucked either into the contest or into their defensive 50. And so when it pops out, Goldworthy is not going to have many options. And there's Parker with Lavey in the boundary line.
I don't understand that move. You've got the win for a couple more minutes. You're down by 23 points. Let's try and kick one. That's where I think you need to go to some sort of structure that you would have done at training over the pre-season, where you go, we're going to try and get some movement on the ball. We're trying to get some speed on the ball here. Let's get excited about some ball movement here and try and pick ourselves up that way. Play with a little bit more confidence. You kick a goal, you start to run and gun, you get excited as a team, and that's where the momentum starts to shift, as opposed to sending one behind the ball, which they've got. We've got Georgia Garnett sitting right back deep at the moment. I mean, I know you're under pressure in there, but I think you need to roll the dice and try something.
With time ticking away in this second half, it's Barr who hurriedly got boot to balls. There is the siren for half-time. Katie Brennan and her Tigers will be pretty happy with their performance to date. They lead it by 23 points. Hoskin kicked a couple in her return game. And Goldsworthy, who's been good, got on the board too. It's been tough going for the Giants. They started that term with a little bit of run and dash, but they went away from it really quickly, Ben. So perhaps that was the message at quarter time. But sometimes you sort of go into your shell a little bit when it doesn't work.
Yeah, you do. And I think that call can only have come from the box, sending Garnett behind the ball. And unfortunately, I just don't think it was the right move. I know there was pressure on that on them, but important they make the right call.
Well, the Tigers have had a great first half, and Monconti's been amongst that too. She's down with Laura Spurway.
Yes, I've got Mon here. Mon, you've copped a tag during the game. How do you feel it's affecting things so far?
Not so much. We're pretty much on top of it. My teammates like to help me out with that, but then at the end of the day, I got to play my role, and we got our mids that are really stepping up here, so it's all good.
Yeah, you managed to keep them to one goal as well, so you must be happy with that effort.
Yeah, we like our defensive pressure. Smashing in is probably our number one priority, and I think we're bringing that really well. But they're a good team. They're going to try and fight back, so we've just got to keep on being consistent with that.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
So stay with us. We've got plenty more action to come here. And, of course, it's a double header across your screens of Channel 7 this afternoon, with the Roos and the Cats to come after this one. On the other side of the break, we'll have a listen in to Beck Beeson. She'll tell us what it's like to be the new captain of the Giants.
Three Aussie superstars are taking on the world's best in California. Who will be champion? The World Surf League Finals. Stream now on 7+. She's so brilliant! That's what the crowd wanted!
She's pumped. That's sensational. Oh, what a leap.
Look out! This is the terrific, scintillating play. Oh, you are kidding me!
This is it.
Yeah, this is it.
Call Sarah. Sarah? Hiya. That'll be a whole lot of approval.
That's fast.
We're not going to let this one get away.
With a fast NAB home loan approval.
Hi Ebony, how you going? Welcome in. Hey Al, how you going? Here's a happy Sydney Swans supporter from yesterday. They did quite well, didn't they? The Swans getting up over the Giants men's team in that qualifying final. Here we are. The Tigers looking pretty good in this opening half, controlling the game. Surprisingly, as the Giants went really, really well last week. They were sitting second on the ladder, but it's the Tigers today. Full control. 4-6-30, leading the Giants 1-1-7. There we go. Addie G, Sniper, how you going? Welcome in, boys. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Sunday. What's happening, Ebony, over your way? There we go. Let's just have a look at the stats, see how we're going for now. Alice Parker there, doing the job there, 14. She's having a great game. 9 kicks, 5 handballs. Look at that. 3 marks, 4 tackles. She's kicked a behind. There we go. Let's just run down them. Best for the Giants. Grace Egan there on 12, 2 kicks. Loving the handballs with 10. Let's keep going down a little bit. Shelvin there with 9. Dalloway with 8. Poppy Kelly there with 6 there. We keep going down there. There we go. Charlie Ryan with 4. keep going down the stats. We'll have a look at the team stats in a moment. See what's happening. I'm pretty sure Tigers will be controlling most of the team stats there. There we go. There are your player stats there so far for the game. Just for the goal scorers there. Only one multiple goal scorer on the ground. That's Sarah Hosking there for the Tigers, kicking 2 goals from her 4 kicks. Caitlin Grisha there with 1 for the Tigers. Zoe Goldsworthy with 1 for the Giants. And Kate Dempsey also a single goal scorer there for the Tigers, doing it quite well. All right, let's just have a look at the team stats. Let me just reload them up. There we go. That's better. That's better. All right. So it's only 12 disposals in advance to the Tigers there. 114, 102. 10 kicks more to the Tigers. A couple more handballs for the Tigers there. 49-17. Inside 50s though. That's where it's all happening there for the Tigers. Doing a great job there. 17 inside 50s for 10 scoring shots. The Giants inside only 7 times up until half time. They need to get that, well, their season's average is 35, well below. Any one of their score is so low for their 2 scoring shots. Disposal efficiency pretty even for both teams, 64, 62% there. Inside efficiency for their forward 50. Tigers on top there, 58%. Free kicks, 11 to the Tigers, just the 6 to the Giants. Stoppages, Tigers doing it well there in the hitouts, 19-6. Clearances and centre clearance, stoppage clearances, all tied up in that department. Contested possessions there, 53-42 to the Tigers, uncontested, pretty square. Turnovers, Giants a few more, 28-20 for the Tigers. There you go. Time in possession for the match. Tigers 45% in possession, 36 for the Giants. Let's have a look at the marks now. Richmond grabbing the marks a little bit more, 21-7 to inside 50. A bit of a discrepancy there, 7-2. Giants need to find their targets a little bit better once going in forward, but they haven't really had that much opportunity going inside their forward 50 only 7 times. Contested marks 4-2. Defensive tackles, let's have a little bit of a look. 35-30, tackles inside 50, 10-0. Tigers bringing the pressure. All right, let's head back down to the ground. We'll have a listen to some of the commentators. I think Ben Brown's down there to give his thoughts.
And couldn't wrestle it back, and you saw at the start of that second quarter they looked to change the way they were moving the ball a little bit, but unfortunately couldn't take control.
Let's have a look at our Austin strong moment. It's Katie Brennan and her marking. She's been superb.
She has been superb. She's looked like she's come into this game. She had 3 behinds last week, and I feel like that would have been sitting in her mind after a 1-point loss. She came in this week and she looks like she's been on a mission. The amount of times she's jumped in, she took that one, but the amount of times she's jumped in and managed to bring a 2v1 ball to ground and got her smalls involved in the game has been fantastic, and really set them up forward of the ball.
It's half-time at this one, but you're going to be able to stay with us because after this game it's North taking on the Cats at Arden Street, and Sarah Ollie was able to catch up with Jazz Garner at Arden Street ahead of that clash.
Jazzy, back at Arden Street for the first time this season, coming off a compelling victory against the Premier in Brisbane. What are the confidence levels like among the group?
Oh, yeah, we're obviously wrapped with last week's win. Moved on pretty quick from it, though. We're looking forward to Cats today. Every time we've played them the last few years, it's been a tough contest, so I think it'll be the same today. But, yeah, all the girls are pretty rapt to be back at Arden Street in front of the home crowd.
What is the key to defeating the Cats today? Another tough opponent, a preliminary finalist last year.
Yeah, they're a great team. Got a strong midfield, so I think it'll be pretty hot in the contest to start. And then we'll just try to take out their uncontested game, control the footy, and hopefully get it going our way.
And on a personal note, a great performance from yourself last week. A goal from 27 touches. You split the coaches' votes, 9 each way, you and Ash Riddell. Was it pleasing to kickstart your campaign that way?
Yeah, it was. I think the whole team last week performed. So, that's how we're going to win games of footy. If we can get a good even spread from the whole playing group. Hopefully we can do that again today.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
moving by the Giants, don't we?
Yeah, and I like to hear that coming out of the break. They've spoken about that. They want to go out here and actually take this game on. They're not going to win the game by sitting back on their heels and waiting for the Tigers to attack them.
So let's see what they can do in the second half as Kelly again strong with the body in the ruck. Conti, Goldsworthy gets rid of her and then jumps on top. Plenty of aggression on both sides to start this second half.
Conti down for a second there too. She's been bashed around today, hasn't she?
Kelly to Dalloway. Chipping ball towards the forward 50 bar. The first one to get back onto it goes to Randall. Huntington comes back towards the sanctuary of the boundary line, back towards bar. As you see it, just perhaps got a little whack across the face, a little slow to rise.
And it's Claire Ransom, the four-game player who's gone to Monique Conti. What a role to get. You're only that many games in, you've gone to Mon Conti and you've kept it on 9 disposals in the first half. It's one part of the game that the Giants have got right so far.
Yeah, playing on one of the best players in the competition. Kelly is getting on top in the ruck against O'Dowd. Again using her strength. Goldsworthy first one onto it though. Conti smothers the hand pass and out of bounds it goes.
You know the kind of play that Mon Conti is though. She'll come out this second half and she will not stop working. Her little Energizer bunny just keeps going and going and going. So, and you just see her there. Down as this ball gets in, she's putting it just as much effort into the opposition as they are into her.
As Mackenzie streams away from the contest, swats away a couple of them, gets it towards Dalloway, who goes without the footy. Egan on hands and knees tried to find Brennan. Parker got in the way. Just got boot to ball for territory, but it's bounced away in front of Dempsey and she'll get the free kick as he was Dalloway a little bit sore.
As Conti was holding out there as they went inside 50, Egan and Mackenzie both get used in that passage. That is what you lose. You send a Ransom to Conti. Conti's probably holding out a little bit from those contests, but it's allowing her teammates to get in there and get used, which, that's a role in and of itself. You're a player like Monique Conti who is, has been the best in the league. Maybe you're thinking about, medals at the end of the year, but she's allowing her teammates to go in and put their strengths on show, which is a strength of hers as well, I think, if she's doing that for her teammates.
Here's one of those players you mentioned, Grace Egan. Looks inside 50. Brennan will have to go from pretty deep. Comes down in front, Mackenzie. Work to do for McCormick, under pressure from Conti. Reels in the ball and tries to charge away with it. McCormick putting the pressure on.
Katie Brennan has been as important a player in this game as there has been. Again, they're just jumping in. I don't think she even quite made that contest, but getting spread on her defenders. Seems like every time the ball goes inside 50, Katie Brennan's got 2 or 3 metres on the GWS defender following her in.
So this time the free kick went the Giants' favour. And McCormick goes out wide. Seymour hands to it over the boundary line. The Giants have just had such difficulty moving it from end to end. As Laura mentioned, just the 7 inside 50s to 22 now. It's going to be tough to win a game with only 7 inside 50s.
And do you need to look at moving an Izzy Huntington forward and seeing if something changes there? She's obviously been playing as a defender throughout the pre-season and so far this season, but every time they're going forward, they don't seem to have much going on. And do you need to start making calls like that as the coaches now?
So Dowd dives in over the top. Kelly slaps it away.
Again here, the Tigers are sending a +1 up to this stoppage and the Giants are playing a sort of deeper spare off that. If they're talking about being aggressive, I'd love them to play that high spare, maybe push the winger into the stoppage and even that up and start getting some more ball going forward. As we've seen, Mackenzie and Egan have been on top in there.
Little hand pass comes off to Barr. And the Giants do here. A little bit of run from McCormick, but she had to stop and prop. Through hands, Beeson. A little toe poke on it towards Smith. And perhaps a little space out on the wing here to Brasendale. Gets it over the top to Pauga. Where to now? Garnett with a nice lead. Graham got in the way though. Shouldn't have loved the footy, Graham, but she's read it well when it's come in defensively. Although that hand pass has gone wide. So the Giants have another chance to go inside forward 50.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
So Pauga looking for options. Just hits it to a dangerous spot, but her teammates weren't on the same page. And Dempsey took the intercept mark.
Wasn't a whole lot of movement inside 50 for the Giants there. They had 1v1s. You put it to advantage side and you give your forwards an opportunity to get on the end of it, but it looked like there wasn't too much system there from the Giants. They had that opportunity. You've got to take these. They've only had, 8, 9 opportunities going inside 50 this game. You've got to make sure you take each one.
Egan, long up towards Kelly. There's Pauga again, little hand pass over the top to Barr. McCormick back inside. Smith will charge at this with McKenzie. Does well, Smith off hands and knees. Finds Parker, who's trying to dance out of the traffic. Got it to Barr. They look to get boot to ball through Pease. Eva had to jump high against Miller and then put the pressure on.
Again, that pressure from the Tigers, but you feel like they had 3 or 4 going at the ball carrier then, and the Giants actually had set up really well in the corridor, and they've talked about over the past week, Zali Goldsworthy came on the Talking W show earlier this week and was speaking about how they want to take the ball through the corridor more. They've gone really straight today. It was only that little period during the second quarter where it seemed like they were able to take the corridor a bit more.
And the Tigers are out here through Katie Brennan, who gets it to Yasir. Beautifully weighted pass. Sierra line up for the Tigers' 5th end-to-end footy from the Tigers.
Again, Katie Brenton involved. But I actually loved Amelia Isia's game last week. Just seems to be that extra little spark. You need something from those sort of mid to small size players, and really provided that, particularly towards the back end of the game last week.
So Yasir spears it through the goals. And the Tigers continue their run. Margins now stretched out to a game high 29 points. And everything seems to be going the Tigers' way. And their fans are pretty happy about it too here at Punt Road.
They're just looking at a little bit more prominent forward of the ball, aren't they, Joe? When they seem to get it forward, it seems like they've got a lot going on. Brennan's providing the contest. You see it gets on the end of that one. There's another great one-on-one contest there from Katie Brennan. Just pushed off her opponent. She's been the aggressor all day, and we know that that's the type of player that Katie Brennan is, but she was just able to shove her opponent out of the way. Opponent goes to ground. Who's next on the end of it? Katie Brennan. And then the movement forward as well from Amelia Sear. And a great finish as well, if you don't mind.
It's just fabulous to see Katie Brennan injury-free and able to get a good pre-season under her belt, ready to unleash for the Tigers in season 9. It's Goldsworthy wraps up Conti. And lets her know about it a little bit too, so that Conti's Tigers teammates come in for a bit of support. The umpire quick to throw it up. Gravy a little untidy and has given away the free kick for too high. So what can they do here, the Giants? Goldsworthy. A little up and under, and that'll hold in the breeze too. Difficult one to read. As Mackenzie swoops away with the footy, goes up towards Brennan. Trying to beat two, somehow got boot to ball through the tackle. And Egan gets pushed off it by Brasendale. And he's wrapped up again, the umpire taking plenty of time, which makes you think it's going to be holding the ball, and it is. So Sirhoy.
They made the move. Pease has gone to Katie Brennan. Pepper Randall started there, but I don't think it's making much difference at this point. Katie Brennan's taking whoever comes to her, and a dominant performance so far forward the ball.
McCormick goes across the logos on the wing and sends him inside 50. Parker has it trickle away. Ryan looks to exit defensive 50. Giants able to put a little bit of pressure on. And now Pauga gives the hand pass wide to find Ransom, who has her kick smothered. But onto it, McCormick, who just sets sail from 50. Oh, she slammed it into the post. That would have been something special from McCormick. So they are pressing a little more in this term, the Giants.
Just need a little bit more poise. They got that ball back then and went that long target inside 50. They had Parker forward the ball, who came out to meet it. But you find that little one in between, and I feel like it was on. You look for that little one in between, you get the deeper entry, and that's what they did really well at the start of that second quarter. Maybe missed a couple just in the middle stages and probably lost their nerve a little bit with that plan.
Clearing kick, has got a lucky bounce for Kelly. Didn't get much purchase on the hand pass. So McCormick could swoop, put it to Sirhoy, and Zarika. O'Down, they've got a little bit of run and dash. Parker now over the top, lovely way to kick towards Eva.
Every time they've looked to use that handball on turnover and go through the corridor, something's happened for them. When they've gone slow, when they've gone straight back at Richmond, they've been set up pretty well behind the ball, but they had a little bit of run from behind there and a really nice finish on the kick from Parker. And again, this breeze blowing across Eva's body, it's not an easy shot.
So Alicia Eva gives it a good Bruce, gives it a great Bruce. That's a fabulous kick from Alicia Eva. It sparks the Giants. Just the 10th goal in her 66-game career, and that one was an absolute beauty. Had to be a good kick, and it was perfect. Alicia Eva against a swirling breeze. So perhaps a little something from the Giants. Better ball movement, it resulted in a goal.
Is that the spark the Giants needed? Take the ball through the corridor, get something moving. The previous couple of entries, they went slow. They looked like ahead of the ball. They weren't quite sure what to do. They weren't quite sure where the next kick was going to come from. That one, it was a little bit faster, obviously off turnover. They went quickly through the corridor, and a great finish from Alicia Eva into that swirly breeze.
Yeah, fabulous finish. Cuts the margin back to 22. 6.5 remaining in the third. Conti just a little toe poke to herself, goes back to find it and loses her feet. O'Dowd off the deck, and she might follow up her work. Just game 2 for the Irishwoman. Is it to Sarika? Gets it back, O'Dowd. Winning board with the hand pass to Evans. Again, they've got pretty close now, and finally Brasendale through the middle. A couple in a row for the Giants. Thought they might have gone a hand pass or two too many, but it worked out in the end for the Giants with Brasendale able to slot through their second in a minute. Margins under 20 points.
O'Dowd a couple of times. I feel like she's been trying to, I don't know, is she thinking about that first goal? No, I don't want to take all the thunder for last week. I don't know, has Ailish O'Dowd just decided she doesn't want to kick any more amazing goals running through 50? Just tried to hand these couple ones off. But look, they worked it out really well in the end. And Alicia Eva is such a spark for this team. Sparked them with the previous goal. Let's hope that this can get the Giants going. They start to get that ball movement going, because the last couple of efforts inside 50 have been really solid.
Yeah, they've got 2 goals in a couple of minutes to cut the margin back to 16. Perhaps a little bit of feeling they can get back into this one, the Giants. Parker tries to twist her way through a couple of tackles. Conti strong over it, as is Hosking. McKenzie has it slapped away. Parker battling at ground level. Eventually, Lavey gets boot to ball, but it's smothered only as far as Sirhoy. Back to O'Dowd. Little hand pass to Parker. He just kicks in a hurry. Evans did well. Miller could have been paid the mark. Umpire said play on.
I think that might have been a mark. The pressure's just gone up a level from the Giants, hasn't it, inside? A smother. And then able to sort of use the numbers and get the ball going from there. So
Dowd and McClelland in the ruck. And pass pass comes out wide toward Ryan. She's going to be under immediate pressure. Just feel the intensity from the Giants has lifted. This game has gone up a notch.
Sometimes all it takes is just a goal and something just to spark the belief, and it seems like the Giants they've all lifted their heads a little bit here.
Parker over the top, move it back. Conti tries to dive through a tackle, loses the footy. Serhoy hard over it. Conti tries to charge through again, but it's Katie Brennan in the end who emerges with it. Kicks it up towards Greiser, who tries to just push Smith out of the way. Smith does well to keep her feet. Tracking back towards the boundary line. Looks for Huntington, but it's tipped over. Outside the arc, so Hosking will have the free kick. Loss overall. Sarah Hosking motioning long. Almost in two minds. In the end, dangerous spot in the goal square. But Barnes with a fabulous smother by Shevlin. It'll keep the pressure on the Giants. Laura on the boundary, Dalloway in a bit of discomfort.
Yeah, she's just come off again. She's had a knock to the hips. She looked a bit proppy before. They sent her back on, but she's since come off again to have another rest.
As Greiser does the ruck work, just gets pushed out of it by McCormick. Out towards the boundary line, Barr under pressure from Egan. Parker, it's good in the traffic. Spinning ball curves and stays inside, and Mackenzie swoops on it. On the left, goes goalward, Huntington. Fabulous mark.
She's threatened to take those intercept marks all game, and probably it's only been Katie Brennan coming over the top and getting a hand in. But if she can start to spark some of their ball movement behind the ball, goes a bit of a way towards the Giants getting back into this game.
So the Giants now with a bit of dare down the middle. This one gets out towards Garnett. And they're away here, the Giants. Goldsworthy over the top to Garnett. What's she got for? The eyes are darting. She looks inboard. Pauga had to fly against Seymour. Lynch with the crumbs. Just kicks it back for territory, and it's going to work out okay as it bounces into the arms of Greiser. Real hand pass back to Mackenzie. It was so difficult to tackle. She bends around inside 50. Huntington was waiting in the hole. Goes by hands over the top. McDowd can have a little run. And then chips it up. Was looking for Goldsworthy, but Miller got in the way.
I do love how O'Dowd has actually changed the look of this game, I think, for the Giants, and just in the way that she drives her legs and takes the ball forward.
Something we often see from the Irish players, very attacking when they come across to our game. As we see Dalloway there, just getting some attention on that hip. Kick goes out wide. They're still in it here, the Giants, as they turn up towards forward 50. The umpire's found a free kick for Hull, so Garnett will have it. A couple of kicks from goal. Just pokes it over the top to the lead of Evans.
And there's that movement that wasn't there before. Tani Evans, a little bit of movement on the ball, and then a push off her defender, comes up to the ball and marks. Poppy Kelly's dropped really deep here. Graham back there as well.
Evans just motioning. She wants a little lead. Got one from Zarika, but it was swatted away. She's hard back over the footy. And wraps up Miller.
And that's probably what you miss with having a Huntington behind the ball, is that
you can see there Dalloway just copped the accidental knee from Beeson, which has left her sore.
And that is probably what you miss by having Huntington behind the ball, is you have that ball held up outside 50 and you don't have that deep target necessarily to aim for.
That's Kelly on a free kick. Just goes for territory. And there is Huntington on cue. He couldn't take the grab. Beeson tackle to the deck. So it's been a 2-1 term in the Giants' favour. The margin's back at 16. Under a minute to play in the third term. The breeze has picked up again, but the Giants will have use of it in the last term.
And the Giants will have to be happy with this quarter. You know, probably 10 minutes ago we were thinking maybe game over, particularly if the Tigers kicked another one, but now with about 40 seconds left in the quarter, if they can just hold up for this last minute as Conti goes forward.
She streams away. She looks for Greiser. It gets out a little wider towards Ryan in a battle with Grierson. Gets around Grierson, looks towards Brennan. She's given away the free kick for a push. Bar asked the question. She got the response she wanted. Brennan can't believe it.
I think that was a fair enough call.
Some of the Tigers fans don't agree with you. Yelling down in front of us. As the Giants look to take it through the middle, this turn will give them a lot of confidence as Goldsworthy wants to go. Is there time for a late one, or Sarika has her hand pass chopped off by Miller? And the time will tick away. But we've got a ball game on our hands here now at Punt Road, with the Giants able to kick a couple in a hurry to cut the margin back to 16. Don't go anywhere as we turn for home here at Punt Road.
spoke about that probably let their guard down a little bit and let the Giants into the game. But momentum's a funny thing in footy. The Giants have just got a little bit back. They've got a little bit of momentum going. So let's see if they can capitalise.
Yeah, it could get particularly interesting if the Giants can hit first with the use of that breeze. It's a swirling breeze, but it is carrying across to the right of your screen. There's Kelly. This is her body in the ruck. Parker over the footy. Egan crashes in. Parker on hands and knees. Egan just trying to go out backwards with the footy. Beeson has her wrapped up. It'll be a secondary ball up. Down, fought for front spot and got it. It's not going anywhere though. Mackenzie again wrapped up by Beeson.
You'd probably say to this point of the game, O'Dowd's had the better of Poppy Kelly in the ruck battle. I'd say Poppy Kelly's generally got over the top of her, but around the ground, Ailish O'Dowd's definitely had an influence on this match.
Particularly in that term when she uses her pace and her run and dash to cut the line. Just adds a spark to the Giants, who moved the footy a lot better in that third term. Lynch hurriedly under pressure from Goldsworthy. Hosking just has it bounce away. McCormick dives in. Huntington out wide to Barr. Back to Randall. And Pauga, who came into the game a little in the third. The hand pass of Parker is astray. She can't reel it in. You see it. Has it chopped off. They go back towards Parker. He kicks under pressure in a hurry. Beeson swoops on the footy. O'Dowd to Goldsworthy. Sends it gold, looking for Evans. It's just offline.
And that looked better. You know, we spoke about earlier in the game that it seemed like every time the Giants went forward, Richmond were the first players back. And the midfielders were getting back into those forward ball spots. When you looked at that contest there, I reckon there were 3 Giants to 1 Richmond player. So that work rate from the Giants is looking better.
Couple of good marks here, first to Kelly and now to Hosking. And the Tigers are up on the wing. Down the line she goes, looking for Mackenzie. Beeson to Smith. Finds Barr. Didn't like the options backwards. Tries to dance around the tackler. Just got a hand on the hand pass. Parker has been tough all day. Disposal number 23. And Beeson does well to find Smith.
Perhaps should have been holding the ball on Barr, I think.
Smith goes for territory. Caught underneath was Graham, but she does well with 2 bites. As you see Dalloway there, still trying to keep warm on the bench. On the breeze, that one gets away from Ryan. Conti flying the tackle and the umpire will...
See, free kick. I don't like those free kicks, to be honest. When the player hasn't really disposed of the ball properly and then the tackle lingers because you feel like you've got the tackle, you've made the tackle, it should be holding the ball, and then they bring it back and call a holding free kick.
It's a tricky one as Conti goes inside quickly, but it's chopped off by Smith, who looks to change the angles. He goes to McCormick. Has Brasendale along the wing, or might look a little bit further to the run of Evans, who just couldn't reel it in. She might steal it back though. Knocked up by Miller. Good second effort by Evans.
Didn't work that one out there to Evans, but I like what the Giants are trying to do. They're trying to take the ball out to the open side of the ground. That's how they get back into this game. That's how they did in the third quarter, and it was probably just using Brasendale out wide first and then going to the next one.
This time they go off the deck. Miller gets pushed into a little bit by Evans. The umpire gives her the benefit of the doubt. Dalloway still in conversation with the bench. Looks like she's almost set to return. Got crunched in the hip earlier. Shevlin.
That is a couple of times there where Poppy Kelly's starting to utilise her influence in the centre. She's just been able to hit that ball back to the winger. A couple of clearances this quarter coming directly from Poppy Kelly's ruck work.
Egan able to push off Parker initially, but the kick went backwards and Pauga was first onto it. The kick's long, Garnett. Right spot, Seymour. Fabulous punch over the top. Miller near the boundary. Shanked off the side of the boot. So Barr will take the free kick. And they're giving it to Eva, who has to come back.
You feel like the Giants need to score. And they go inside 50 here.
They've sort of had weight of numbers, but they haven't been able to put the scoreboard pressure on.
Just to keep that momentum going. I feel like if they go inside 50 a couple of times and have it rebounded out, and here's Parker.
She's the one, bends it round the corner. Graham, not for the first time today in the right spot. Did she play it on? No. Tigers fans crying for 50 because she was partially tackled, just stopping her run. So Brennan's come a long way up, but Barr in front has taken the mark. Barr just right up to the hot spot, leading out hard was Evans. Garnett fires the hand pass off. Flying shot on goal. This time it's going to work. They got that reward for effort, the Giants. Fabulous kick around the corner. Pauga has been able to slot through their fourth. And the margin is just back to 9 points here at Punt Road. Got out to a game high 23. And they kicked the last 3 of the game, the Giants. And Pauga. Just a little bit of brilliance. And that was fabulous too by Barr to get in front. Parker, she's been a bull, hasn't she?
She has, and I actually really like what Michaela Pauga's brought to this game. A couple of times she's just provided a little bit of spark that has probably been lacking from her teammates, just to try and break through and make something happen. And there she was, sitting off the back, and a great finish.
So they got reward for effort, the Giants. People in the inside 50s in this term. Goldsworthy battling with Conti in the middle. Neither of them can pick it up. Players dive in on top. It spills out momentarily and right back in, and the umpire will have to come in and sort it out.
And Goldsworthy has been going to Monique Conti at every centre bounce, and I feel like it's just been putting that physical pressure on. As soon as it breaks down, that's when Ransom takes over that role.
McKenzie just tucks it under the arm and sends them forward. At the bootlaces, you see wrapped up by Randall and Smith. That one's not going anywhere.
And 9 points, we wouldn't have seen this coming halfway through the third quarter. It's been a really excellent fight back from the Giants, and let's hope they can continue.
They've been able to turn things around. McKenzie trying to dance through traffic, wrapped up by McCormick. That's holding the footy.
You feel like she's been just one step away from completely, demolishing these packs and really taking it forward. McKenzie just been stuck a couple of times trying to get through.
Aggressive kick through the middle, and O'Dowd. The Irishwoman is away again. Sends them forward. Garnett with work to do. Now at ground level, Graham under pressure. It was Parker in that marking contest. He's sitting forward. The kick comes out wide to one of the debutantes in forward. And the Tigers end-to-end stuff, although Smith tracking it back. Just a little hand pass inside. Huntington will look to run on. Conti under pressure from McCormick, just gets past a couple. Good footwork by Monique Conti into Yasir. Has to go back and find it, and then she's wrapped up immediately by Ransom, and it's holding the footy.
One of the first times this game we've really seen Conti get out off the chain and actually try to be able to use it, and in that particular case, the hands let her down.
So the umpire said he didn't go far enough, so Huntington under pressure. You see it dives on the footy again. This time it squirts out in the tackle of Smith. Ford got it off to Conti. Towards goal, bouncing away over the head of Randall and through for behind.
You just feel like the Giants out-tackled Richmond in that third quarter, and you get the feeling that pressure has remained high. They just seem to be up for the fight a little bit more than they did in the first half of the game.
So much more dare with the movement of their footy. As we see Conti there a little proppy after that last run. The game really has opened up in the last quarter and a bit as O'Dowd along the wing. Zarika had to fly. McKenzie just never looks in a hurry, always looking for an option. But Zarika in game 50 was up to the task and has got out the back towards Brasendale. He gets boot to ball. Graham couldn't hold on to it. Park does well, looks for Eva. Little hand pass inside. Evans lost the footing in the tackle. In two minds in the end. And Ryan in game number 2 was able to hold her up. Look out wide and the safety of Katie Brennan. Just having another good contested mark.
There's that space again. Pepper Randall just coming in and just couldn't quite get to that contest. I feel like you've got to be, someone like Katie Brennan, you've got to be standing right close to them, particularly when you had time to set up in that scenario.
Goes short to Dempsey. And then short to Conti.
Was the definition of taking a breath. Dempsey.
It's been a hot footy in this term. Liza has a bounce off her chest, tries to find Hicks. The tackle by Powder is good. Of course, still to come, big double header. The Roos taking on the Cats at Arden Street. Both sides coming off wins last week. The umpire having it plenty of time to come out, nothing doing, so we'll toss it up. McClellan going against O'Dowd. Tries to tap it to advantage. Hard over the footy, Sir Hoy back in with Levy.
And where do the Giants get this goal from? You've got Zali Goldsworthy sitting forward. You've got Parker sitting forward as well. Just need the clearance, and you feel like with those two sitting deep, gives you an opportunity.
Conti tries to emerge from the pack with it, able to get hands to it, and you see her swoops on it. He's chopped it off, but then she couldn't hang on to it. Goes hard now with the tackle on Ryan. Big ball to win in the middle. Margin at 10. And Dowd tries to bend it back. And the ball does somehow find a way out towards Evans. A little up and under. Zarika with good body work. Just couldn't get the ball to bounce her way to run onto it. Seymour under pressure found Conti. Starting to rack up the numbers now, Conti, but under pressure from Evans. And Levy now. Pressure from the Giants has just gone up another notch.
That's excellent from Tani Evans, isn't it? Fantastic work just to close down an elite player with elite agility in Monette Conti. You spoke before about Ellie McKenzie looking like she has all the space in the world. And then the pressure by Heneen Zarika on this side of the ground forced the kick back, and the Giants were able to get a turnover there. That's one of the things that's turned this game around, I think, is just the pressure that GWS have started to put on the Tigers.
Parker with the tackle on that occasion. So just over 5 minutes to play. That's the thing, Ben. All these stoppages go in Richmond's favour in terms of eating those seconds off the clock.
They do. Richmond would be really happy with the way the game's playing. We did speak about GWS's pressure, but they've got to find a way to get it out of this pressure bubble now and get it going forward. And Richmond have actually held up quite well this quarter as well behind the ball.
So Dowd tries to find Barr. Sir Hoyer, hands and knees, got it to Beeson. They get the clearance. They've got the inside 50. Gets out towards Graham. He just kicks it hurriedly. Dempsey loses her feet. Zarika over the footy in the end. Battles for it. Barr, friendly fire. And another stoppage. No, the umpire lets it play. It's come out. It's inside 50 again. And almost a jump ball situation. Conti perhaps a little bit unlucky.
That was a mark to Conti, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's asking the question.
I think that's a mark to one.
Egan just threw it out to Levy. And Parker will have the free kick.
Big moment in the game, this one.
So Parker to behind earlier as you see this little throw from Egan. So Parker decides to try and spot up a target, kick a little bit too much on it for Goldsworthy. Working is even, she has her kick smothered. So they're just holding on here, and it's taken another 90 seconds off the clock for the Tigers.
You can see they look for Goldsworthy, don't they, going inside 50. They know how dangerous she is, but if you're looking for that target, you just need to hit it.
So Murphy, the debutant in the ruck for the Giants, it's back towards the boundary. The Tigers are just happy to take the tackle as the clock ticks away.
3 minutes left. The Giants need to score now.
Murphy takes it out of the ruck. The umpire's found a free kick for a hold. And it's going in the Giants' favour. And it's going to be Murphy, the debutante, who has a shot on goal.
What a moment in your first game.
What a moment.
Probably came to the ground today and didn't expect to be pulling on the jumper at all.
This is a huge kick for Courtney Murphy. You can hear them trying to put her off. The debutante. Can she kick a much-needed goal for the Giants? No, it's across the face. It hasn't registered a score. So the Tigers now able to practice this at training, Ben? Holding on to it for a couple of minutes.
They absolutely would. This is something that every team trains. And unfortunately, it does make it quite difficult that that shot misses and you give the ball back to them. It makes it tough from here, but the Tigers will just look to take the easy options, go long down the line, try and get some more stoppages, or take contested marks like I think Greiser just did there.
Fabulous mark by Greiser. I think of Shevlin. As Mackenzie's short, decides to go long. We know she's got a huge boot on her, Greiser. Up towards Brennan, and there is Huntington. You called it, Ben. She's been in line to take a few of those today. So for the Giants, it's got to be one way. As Lynch gets around O'Dowd, sends him back inside 50. Hosking, a little hand pass off to Greiser, who goes with the check side. Slapped away. Huntington will be under pressure. Goes towards Pease. Out towards Barr. Hosking. The snap around the corner's too skinny. It's offline.
And that you would have to say is all she wrote, unfortunately for the Giants.
And they've got to find 2 goals inside a minute. They had plenty of the ball in this last term, but just couldn't get reward for effort inside 50 as the kick's marked by Miller.
That breeze coming out and the point of the game too.
Miller's trying to tell the umpire, I'm having a shot, I'll have my 30 seconds please, sir. Just loads up towards the hot spot. He'll fly. Gets out the back. O'Dowd. Under pressure here, the Giants. Try to run it out towards the broadcast side. Garnett, 2 bites. Needs to be clean. Hicks just tries to slap it forward for territory. And then puts the tackle on Conti.
We know what, for the Giants here, they can take something out of this game. You know, I think halfway through the third quarter, perhaps not, but now you can definitely take something forward.
After losing by a point last week, the Tigers register their first win of season 9 with a half-forward victory of the Giants by 11 points.
We never weak until the final silence gone. Like the tiger of old, we're strong with the broken tiger.
So the Giants kicked the last 3 goals of the game to keep it interesting, but it was just too far to come, although they had plenty of footy in that last term to kick.
All right, there we go. Game, set and match. And it was the mighty yellow and black, the Tigers. Too strong for the Giants. The Giants came back in that last quarter, kicking 1-1 to the Tigers 2 points. But Ryan is a very happy Tiger fan out there. Well done, Ryan. Your team got up 5-8-38, defeating the Giants 4-3-27. Just a quick rundown of the players' stats there. For everyone who wants to have a little bit of a look later on, they can certainly do that because not too far away, in about 5 minutes' time, we are going to head over to the next game, where it's North Melbourne taking on Geelong. AFLW action. And then we've got the next game after that as well. That is the team's, the players' stats. You just have a little bit of a look. Let me just have a little glance for everybody out there. Just in the other game that was being played at the same time, and it was a ring-a-ding-ding game there, and it was Carlton beating the Gold Coast Suns 39-38, a 1-point victory there to Carlton over in the other AFLW game. Of course, we've got the next game coming up in about 6 minutes' time. North Melbourne taking on Geelong, and then we'll finish off the round with Fremantle taking on Adelaide over there. But well done, of course. Well done to the Tigers. They were pretty good. They were definitely pretty good, weren't they? Good to see the Tigers. It was actually a little bit of a surprise to see the Tigers do so well. Look, they played okay. They played okay last week, but the Giants was just super, super impressive last week. So it was good to see the Tiger girls out there playing really good. What I liked it. They were really clean with the ball. They took good possession. You didn't see the fumbling out there from the girls there today, and that was super impressive. They always had good run, overlap run, and attacked their forward 50 strong. I think they've got an exciting season coming up. Has the Richmond Tigers AFLW team. Give you something to cheer about if you're a Tigers fan. Richmond Tigers play Sydney Swans in the AFLW up here. Oh, wow, in Coffs Harbour Stadium. Next Saturday afternoon. I mean, maybe you could go to that one, Ryan. That'd be pretty good. If you go to that one, Ryan, let us know. And if I do cover a game, depends on what time the men's finals on. We'll be able to all look for you on the ground there. But that should be fantastic. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, if you do that. Get up there, let us know, and we'll certainly keep an eye out for Ryan at the ground next week when the Tigers play Sydney. All right, fantastic. All right, folks, that's all I've got for this one. Just to end the poll here, we had a poll up there, and of course, the poll got it right. Well done to everyone who voted, 21 votes. We had 76% saying the mighty Richmond Tigers would win this game. And win it, they did. They won it in style. 23% for the Giants. Yeah, the Tigers look really good today. Very, very impressive. All the girls played their role there. Great job by the Tigers. All right, folks, that's all I've got for this one. Until next time, ciao for now. We'll see you in the next one, which is coming up in about 5 minutes' time, where it's North Melbourne taking on the Cats.